Welcome back to another video, guys. Today, as you can see, Snowflake is back in the garage, Adrian's 2006 STi. Today we'll be installing Rally Tech Mudflaps. I have Rally Armor Mudflaps on my project daily, but I never recorded that because that was the first mod I ever did. These are a little more beefy. These are Rally Spec Mudflaps, so they do meet all the requirements for rallies. So they are much beefier. They're 4 mils, I believe, and they can take a beating. And the reason we're putting these on is because next week, me and Adrian are taking our cars out to Ghost Lake, and we're going to have some fun on the ice. In addition to them being extremely thick, they're also much wider than my Rally Armor. So this is the front one, and if we just quickly do a mock-up install, you can see they also stick out a little bit farther, and that will protect the paint on the gravel and on the snow. And then same with the back one. Goes right here. They stick out a little bit farther than the Rally Armor. We got one of the mud flaps in after a little bit of just trying to figure it out. The instructions weren't the best, and we kind of didn't understand. We're still missing a bolt right here, but it's here, and then these two hold on the mud flap, and then this is actually screwed into the inner aluminum, but it holds the bumper on solid. Like, this is much better support compared to the Rally Armor setup, just because these are legal for rallying. And that only took an hour, so on to the next one. And Adrian thinks, or we think, we can kind of know what we're doing this time, but now we're missing a splash guard. One of the first things you got to do is you got to bend it at a 40-degree angle so it actually meets up with that metal tin. Approximately. But yet they want you to make sure it's level. So not sure if they want to be super precise about it, but just so it meets up with the little inner fender liner. And now you just bolt everything in. Classic Subaru radiator. It's starting to leak up on the very top, and then it's getting coolant all over the pretty engine that he just put in. Adrian's trying to figure out that passenger side mud flap so we can show you on the driver's side exactly what to do, or what we think is right. And he also just changed the oil. This was the last oil change during the break-in procedure, so now it's all good to go. Now we can change it at regular intervals of 3,000 miles or around 4,000 K as I do. To finish it off, we'll also be putting on the stock OEM skid plate. I don't have this in my car because it was probably ripped off, but this car actually has all the original panels on. So it's got the little wind guards or skid plates on each side. It's got the diffuser in the back, which are pretty rare actually to see on cars this old. So there we go. We got one of the front ones all installed, and it is mounted on there solid. You do have to drill through again, but I don't think it goes into the cabin. There's probably a gap in between the cabin and the liner itself, but it just goes here, and then this holds on the mud flap itself. The only thing is these side skirts get so damaged is this one's actually holding the mud flap kind of up, so it's not perfectly perpendicular, but after a little bit of driving, I bet it'll fix that. So the first couple steps are you got to turn your wheel so you can get the brake caliper out of the way to make your hole, and you got to take out these two little pins here, and to make life easier, just pull out this pin here, and then you put on little metal brackets that provide a thread for the screws that you put in here. And then it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, you just bend the mud flap about 20 degrees this time so it meets up with that, and then just bolt everything together. And there we go, we just finished installing the last mud flap. There it is from the back. It looks really good. As you see, as I said, it is much wider. I think mine stops right about there. His continues on, and it protects the bottom from getting just absolutely destroyed with rocks on gravel, and also just prevents snow buildup and all that. But I really like these. I don't know, probably I'd go with these if I was to get another set of mud flaps. They're just built a little bit better than Rally Armor. If I was making a rally car, which I'm not, so I won't be getting these. There we go, Snowflake is all ready to take on Ghost Lake. There's a couple things I need to do with Project Daily, nothing too big, just like checking oil, grab some zip ties, toe straps, and all that fun stuff. So I won't be recording it, but next video will be out on Ghost Lake. I will record it in more of a vlog format, but we will be bringing drones out there and be getting some really awesome footage, so expect to see an edit out of that. But until next time, peace out and stay humble.